Okay, so I'm gonna try to attempt to just do the easy sand on the front of the doorway, just the front part, and not do the whole driveway. Because there's a high possibility of rain. So even if it rain later on today, the area may go do a kind of covered. So may I hope say it actually dry before the rain start. So still morning, still early in the morning. Then said the rain is possibly going to start about 5 o'clock. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. So this is what we're starting out with. So this is the area where I go to the easy sand. And I go stop right at the Ballesta area, or the two little part there. So like right here, I go stop right there. So yeah, let's get this over with, and then I guess I can do one next video when I do the whole driveway, but that would be like a few weeks or a few weeks out. So yeah, let's get this done. So before I started anything, I just decided to grab my supplies, everything that I'm going to need, and then I'm going to start sweeping away the dust that is on the doorway. So there was a few dust stuff left over from the power washing that kind of dried on the pavers, so I'm getting rid of that excess right now. As you can see, it's not as bad as when we had the planters there. You know, the ants, for some reason, some of the ants that was burrowing through, I ended up spraying those areas. So I haven't seen much ants, or as much as we did see before. Then kind of just scurry away. But I am hoping that once this project is completed, then we won't have the same issue. So after sweeping, I am going over the area with the blower. I am trying to get any more loose dirt that may be in between the pavers or through to the wall, just getting all that extra dust out of there. And then also some of the areas that were not caught by the broom, at least the blower will get rid of those things. So yeah, here we are opening the easy sand. This is not a promotional video at all. I just researched this and saw it on TikTok and decided to use it. I didn't like how the top part looks, so I went through with the broom and just kind of mixed the sand around before I got started. I decided to take off my shoes because I don't know, I didn't want it to also be getting inside of the shoes while I'm trying to do this work. And then again, I love the feeling of dirt on my feet. Don't ask me why. Like, I love the feeling of the sand. Let me say the sand, not dirt necessarily, but I like the feeling of the sand on my feet. So I'm just using the broom to spread the sand around, getting it into all the cracks or every area that has the space. I just need to get the sand up in there. At a point, I think I poured too much sand towards the back and to the wall, so I ended up have to go over that area. But for the most part, we're just spreading the sand right now. So yeah, see me there, I'm trying to get the extra sand that I got on the wall out of that area and just move it all down. Now I'm just going over the area with the steel tamper to make sure that I get all the sand down in between these pavers. When I started doing this, I noticed that a few of the pavers were like shifting as well. So I'm so happy that I bought this thing like I think it was a year ago that I bought it for the garden. But when I started using the tamper, you started to see where the sun was going further and further into the spaces. So I was able to go over these areas with the sand to make sure that it is firm. Okay. I wanted to make sure that none of these papers were moving when I'm done, and also to make sure that every inch was covered. So when I have it all in place, that the ants are not able to burrow through or, come back through these pavers. So we are working the sand in. Once I was done with the doorway, I realized that there was some extra sand left and I did not want to put it back into the container. So I went ahead and go all the way towards the walkway and I did that. So this is how it is looking right now. Now we are going to be going over the area with the blower and basically get the excess sand off of the pavers. When I was doing this, I felt so awful because I was like, wait, is it blowing away all of the sand? Because even some of the areas it was rooting up the sand, and I was like, oh my god, this defeat the purpose. But what it was saying is that you don't want to have the sand on top of the pavers when you wet it up. So I understood, but still, it's not like it went on wet and then when you pat it down, it's going to stay. It's still loose because it hasn't gotten wet as yet. So I was like, Jesus Christ, I felt like I was wasting my money blowing away the sand. So I kept going back over certain areas that the blower took off some of the sand. So I had to go back through it with like a broom. But this is the end product. And I ended up wetting up this area. Couldn't show you with the hose because the hose was spilling and rooting up some of the sections, so I ended up stopping recording and just went over it with the hose and mist it up and stuff. So that worked out well. This is how it looks now, wet, and hopefully it's done. Okay, so I did that, and I'm just gonna go ahead and end the video here. Definitely going to need some help to do the whole driveway because I do this little section and I can see how much work it take, and I kind of still proud of myself, so I get it done. We just did need to solidify a few of the pavers, and for some of them when I was doing the patting down for it, some of them did very loose until I kind of fill it up and then it kind of get a little bit firm. But for the most part, I am pleased. Hopefully once this is dried and sticky and stuff, it will help to prevent the ant stem from making a mold. So we're going to see how that turns out over time, and I will keep you posted on that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Now this is how it looks after it was dried. The pavers look a little bit dusty, but I could see where the in between the pavers were sealed.